Once upon a time, in a small town nestled deep within the woods, there stood an old, decrepit mansion. The locals whispered tales of its dark past and the horrors that lurked within its walls. Intrigued by the legends, I decided to explore the mansion, unaware of the terrifying ordeal that awaited me. One moonlit night, armed with only a flashlight and my curiosity, I cautiously approached the mansion's looming entrance. The door creaked open with an eerie screech, welcoming me into its sinister embrace. A chill ran down my spine as I stepped inside, feeling the weight of the building's haunted history. The air inside was heavy, suffused with an unsettling silence. Every creak of the floorboards echoed through the hallways, as if the house itself was alive, watching my every move. Shadows danced along the walls, their shapes contorting into grotesque figures that seemed to move independently of the objects casting them. As I ventured deeper into the mansion, a sense of unease intensified. The atmosphere grew oppressive, as though an invisible presence was closing in around me. Whispers brushed against my ears, filled with malice and despair. Each room held its own macabre secret, a reminder of the horrors that had unfolded within those walls. In one room, I stumbled upon a dusty study. The shelves were lined with yellowed books, their titles illegible. I picked up one tome, and as I opened it, a putrid odor assaulted my senses. The pages were filled with arcane symbols and sketches of grotesque creatures. A shiver coursed through me, and I hastily returned the book to its shelf, eager to escape the suffocating aura that filled the study. Continuing my exploration, I found myself in a dimly lit basement. The air grew colder, and an inexplicable sense of dread washed over me. The flickering light of my flashlight revealed rusted chains hanging from the ceiling, their links stained with what appeared to be dried blood. Panic surged within me as I realized I was not alone. Whispers grew louder, rising from the darkest corners of the basement. Shadows coalesced into menacing forms, reaching out with skeletal fingers. I could hear their laughter, a cacophony of madness that echoed in my ears. Paralyzed by fear, I could only watch as the shadows closed in, their cold touch grazing my skin. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I broke free from their grasp and stumbled back up the stairs, desperate to escape the clutches of the mansion. The front door slammed shut behind me, sealing off the horrors within. I ran as fast as my trembling legs could carry me, vowing never to return. Years have passed since that fateful night, but the memories of the mansion's chilling presence still haunt my dreams. I often wonder about the true nature of the mansion, and the souls trapped within its walls. Was it a place of evil? A gateway to another realm? The answers remain elusive, but one thing is certain: the horrors I experienced were beyond anything I could have imagined, and the mere thought of that mansion sends a shiver down my spine to this day. Some say the mansion still stands, its darkness drawing in those foolish enough to seek its secrets. But I warn you, dear reader, to heed my tale and stay far away from the cursed abode. For the horrors that await within are not meant for the living, and once you step foot into that realm of darkness, you may never escape its clutches.